Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Bold and the Beautiful, Hope paws at Finn with shocking results. Bold and the Beautiful squeezes Hope, Logan, and Finn into a whopper of a storyline, which is the only way to describe this from what was revealed in the CBS soap previews. While it looks like Hope reprises the seductress role she brought to the screen with Thomas Forrester, hints drop that an unpleasant spin is on the way. Bold and the Beautiful, Finn puts on his doctor hat as Hope Logan heats up. Hints drop that Hope Logan, Annika Noel, is not herself next week. She may have something serious going on with her head. But likely we won't see Hope so far gone she suddenly starts mauling a mannequin and calling it Finn. So Bold and the Beautiful probably won't have Hope repeat the same type of scenes that they used for Thomas Forrester, Matthew Atkinson. They likely treat her differently if her head problems play out. They could have Finn, Dr. John Finnegan, Tanner Novlin, make a shocking diagnosis as Hope makes a seductive move on him. It is possible that Hope Logan's bouts of explosive seduction could be tied to those headaches she suffers on the CBS soap. While the preview shows us a very willing Finn to Hope's advances, he may be willing only in Hope's hallucinations. B&B spoilers. Out of character for Finn, John Finnegan. Bold and the Beautiful released a preview of next week's episodes. This shows Hope in another lip lock with Finn, although in this scene she starts tearing off his clothes, and Finn appears very willing to go along with what she has in mind. But what's wrong with this picture? Well, quite a bit if you think about it. In this preview, Hope and Finn seem to do the deed. This goes against everything Finn stands for. From what Bold and the Beautiful fans know about Finn, it is hard to fathom that he would betray Steffi Forrester. Jacqueline Nissens would, even if Hope throws herself at him. For that reason, as well as others, we could be looking at a sick Hope Logan soon. Those awful headaches could cause her to hallucinate about Finn. If this is the case, Dr. John Finnegan will likely recognize a problem if Hope Logan makes an unwanted and unwarranted advance on him. So if Bold and the Beautiful plays the sick card, they'll likely get as much drama out of it as they can. Steffi could burst in just as Hope paws at her husband, and the soap could get an explosive scene or two out of this. But all will likely be forgiven if a sickness surfaces. Bold and the Beautiful spoilers. Eraser hints to surface. So many things happened on the soap leading up to the preview with Finn and Hope Logan going at it. Subtle hints like the one from Brooke Logan, Catherine Kelly Lang, this week could play to the twist on the way. The main reason Brooke turned down the offer of co-CDO was she foresees problems working with Steffi. But she also hinted that her gut tells her she's soon needed more on the outside of that sea. So did Bold and the Beautiful throw at a mother's intuition. But it's Hope's debilitating headaches that offer the biggest clues. Her personality started to change a while ago. She first demonstrated her promiscuous ways with Thomas. Some fans think B&B is about to clean up Hope Logan's act with the excuse of a head problem, as they did with Thomas. So this would likely work as an eraser, as it lets the CBS soap return Hope Logan to her original angelic persona via something amiss in her head. In the glitzy world of Los Angeles, where glamour and intrigue intermingle, the lives of the Forresters, Logans, and Spencers are ever intertwined in a web of romance, rivalry, and revelation. But nothing could have prepared Hope Logan for the seismic shift that would occur one fateful afternoon at Forrester Creations. Hope, always the epitome of elegance and grace, found herself drawn to the charming and enigmatic Dr. John Finnegan, known to most as Finn. Finn had been a stabilizing force in Steffi Forrester's tumultuous life, their love story a beacon of hope amidst the chaos. Yet as the lines between friendship and something more began to blur, Hope couldn't deny the magnetic pull she felt towards him. It all started innocently enough. Hope, ever dedicated to her hope for the future line, sought Finn's medical expertise for a wellness initiative she wanted to incorporate into her designs. Their meetings were professional, their conversations cordial, but there was an undercurrent of tension that neither could ignore. One afternoon, as the sun cast a golden glow over the Forrester Creations office, Hope found herself alone with Finn in a secluded design studio. The room, filled with vibrant fabrics and sketches, seemed to hum with unspoken words. Hope, always composed, felt her heart race as Finn's presence seemed to fill the space around her. "Finn," she began, her voice trembling slightly, "I wanted to thank you for all your help with the wellness initiative. It's been invaluable." Finn smiled, his eyes twinkling with warmth. "Anything for you, Hope. I believe in what you're doing. Health and fashion can go hand in hand." There was a pause, a moment where the world seemed to hold its breath. Hope looked into Finn's eyes, and in that instant, she saw a flicker of something more than professional respect. It was a look that spoke of hidden desires and unspoken feelings. Without thinking, Hope stepped closer, her hand brushing against Finn's. The touch was electric, sending a shockwave through both of them. Finn's breath hitched, and he instinctively moved closer, his eyes never leaving hers. "Hope, we shouldn't," he started, but his words were cut off as Hope's lips met his in a kiss that was both tender and urgent. The kiss lasted only a moment, but it was enough to send shockwaves through their worlds. Hope pulled back, her cheeks flushed, her heart pounding. "I'm sorry, Finn. I don't know what came over me." Finn, equally breathless, shook his head. "Don't be sorry. I felt it too." But reality crashed down on them like a tidal wave. They both knew the implications of their actions. Finn was committed to Steffi, and Hope, despite her troubled marriage with Liam, still had a family to consider. The days that followed were filled with awkward encounters and stolen glances. Hope tried to focus on her work, but her thoughts kept drifting back to that kiss, to the way Finn's lips felt against hers. She knew it was wrong, but she couldn't deny the feelings that had been awakened. Meanwhile, Finn was grappling with his own turmoil. His love for Steffi was genuine, but Hope had stirred something deep within him, something he couldn't easily ignore. He found himself drawn to her, craving her presence, her touch. The tension reached a boiling point one evening at a Forrester family gathering. The event was meant to celebrate the success of the latest fashion line, but the atmosphere was thick with unspoken emotions. Hope and Finn couldn't avoid each other forever, and when their eyes met across the room, the world seemed to fade away. Steffi, ever perceptive, noticed the charged looks between them. Her heart sank as suspicion turned into realization. She confronted Finn later that night, her voice trembling with anger and hurt. "Finn, is there something going on between you and Hope?" Finn couldn't lie. His silence spoke volumes, and Steffi's heart shattered. The betrayal cut deep, not just because of the kiss, but because of the emotional connection that had formed between Finn and Hope. The fallout was swift and brutal. Steffi, devastated by the betrayal, sought solace in her family and friends, while Finn found himself at a crossroads. His feelings for Hope were undeniable, but the price of those feelings was steep. Hope, racked with guilt, faced the harsh reality of her actions. Her marriage with Liam, already on shaky ground, seemed to crumble further as the news of her indiscretion spread. Liam, hurt and angry, struggled to come to terms with the fact that Hope had sought comfort in another man's arms. In the midst of the chaos, an unexpected twist occurred. Finn, determined to make things right, decided to step away from both Steffi and Hope. He needed time to reflect, to understand his own heart. He resigned from his position at Forrester Creations and took a leave of absence from his medical practice, retreating to a secluded cabin in the mountains. Hope, left to pick up the pieces of her shattered life, found herself at a crossroads. The path ahead was uncertain, but she knew she had to make amends, not just with Liam, but with herself. She dedicated herself to her work, pouring her heart and soul into her fashion line, hoping to find redemption through her passion. As the dust settled, the residents of Los Angeles were left to navigate the new landscape of their relationships. Steffi, ever resilient, began to rebuild her life, focusing on her daughter and her career. Liam and Hope faced the difficult task of rebuilding their trust, a journey that would be long and arduous. And Finn, isolated in his mountain retreat, found solace in the solitude. He spent his days reflecting on his choices, on the paths that had led him to this point. The future was uncertain, but he knew one thing for sure. His heart had been forever changed by the woman who had dared to challenge his loyalty and awaken his deepest desires. In the ever-dramatic world of the bold and the beautiful, the lines between right and wrong, love and betrayal, were always blurred. But through the turmoil and heartache, the characters continued to seek their own versions of happiness, their lives a testament to the enduring power of love, even in the face of shocking results.